Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdhau mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishya Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Swamin namaste Satchidanandarupaya Vyapine Paramatmane Namah Shri Gurunathaya Prakashanandamurtaye Satyanandaswarupaya Bodhaika Sukhakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Yasya prasadad ahameva sarvam mayeva sarvam parikalpitam cha itham vijanami sadatmarupam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. I was discussing Swamiji's Prabhata Rashmih talk from the Prabhata Rashmih book, volume 1, the one which is in the 13th chapter, Detachment, the only way to live well. Here Swamiji is saying that there is no message in spirituality which ever tells you to escape, to run away from any situation. But the message of spirituality will not become full unless it drives home well the fact that you are not born here to become attached to anything. The message of spirituality is to be unaffected, remain unaffected in the midst of every situation. There is not running away or escaping from anything. Mostly when we don't like any situation, we try to withdraw from there. We try to run away from there. If it is not possible to withdraw or escape, we constantly remain affected, constantly we feel afflicted, constantly we blame the situation, but that is not spirituality. The message of spirituality is to be unaffected always. And he says that the message of spirituality is that we are not to become attached to anything. Why do we feel upset or why do we feel disturbed when a situation is not to our liking? Because we are attached to the opposite. We want a particular situation in our life, that does not happen, and then we suffer. Then, as an example, he has told what is meant by attachment. It is self-quoted bondage. That is, we give a bondage to ourselves, we bind ourselves. Whereas we are free, the soul is ever free, our real identity is that we are ever free. We are not bound by anything. But we quote bondage because of the attachments. With the rope of attachment, we bind ourselves. And as an example, Swamiji has said, you get married, the association of the partner should be a source of joy, harmony, and additional strength for you. If it proves to be otherwise, if it becomes a source of agitation, anxiety, and fear, if it constricts and subdues your personality instead of expanding it, then it is because of attachment. So this example, I was trying to make it, I'm not trying to discuss it. And yes, it is true, any kind of wedding, the partners should be in harmony with each other. But in many cases it is not. And it becomes impossible to stay in that relationship. There are divorces. People are compelled to divorce because everyday life is not possible. But as long as one is in that disharmonious situation, what Swamiji is saying is that the dukkha, the agitation, the disturbance, the lack of fulfillment or the lack of satisfaction through that wedding, which or any of the partner faces, one should not feel subdued by it. One may cry, one may weep, one may try to get away from that situation, and should understand that because the mind wants a different situation from what we are facing, the sorrow and the agitation is because of that. We want a different situation. So what shall we do? Is it that we should remain in that situation? No. If possible, whatever possible, you do. And maybe sometimes people will part from each other. But the situation should not make you cry and weep and become weak every day. Your focus should not be the sorrow of yourself. The sorrow should not become the primary thing in the mind. Do whatever is necessary if such a relationship is not possible. So, this is what he is saying. Try to understand that attachment to some liking, and it can be, the example given is a marriage with a partner. But the next example that he gives is what I was telling about the child. Similarly, the arrival of your child in the family should be an additional enrichment. If at any time it proves to be otherwise, that is because of your undue attachment. So the example taken, the first example was the marriage with a partner. Suppose the marriage turns out to be absolutely disharmonious. Then it's not possible to be in that relationship sometimes. Sometimes people remain in that, accepting the situation, reconciling with the situation, but not weepingly. Simply being indifferent to what is happening. But suppose one has to separate. The mind should not be weak. Mind should not be unduly making this situation important. There are many other things of importance to be thought about. Now suppose the marriage is very happy marriage and children are born, but the children do not turn out to be what you expect them to be. Either the children are disobedient, or sometimes children are born with defects. Whole life a mother has to bring up that child, learn and be patient with such a child. You know, mothers with autistic children, how much they have to become patient with the child. It's no use trying to explain to the child because he doesn't understand. Will the mother escape? Will the mother throw away the child? No, the mother doesn't, cannot. I think this is a very good example. Out of the two examples, when Swamiji says that marriage, one is still having an option of parting with each other. What about the child? A child is born with defect. A child is born, but turns out that he doesn't study, he has taken to bad influences. He is either taking drinks or drugs. What will you do with the child? I have seen very recently a mother whose face was always smiling. Suddenly it has been found out. Slowly they were doubting something wrong in the child. It's not normal. Then ultimately they have taken the child to the doctor, and it was announced that the child is autistic. And this autism increases and increases. How much the mother has to bear, the parent has to bear. How much, see that one thing is this, one should be having this knowledge that if one is attached to what? Attached to the fact that my child should be perfect. Attachment to that one wish, expectation. If that attachment is there, the mother or the parent will be constantly crying. Here what should be? God has given such a gift. It is a gift from God, and God has chosen to give such a child. And from this situation, I will be only enriched and enlightened. So in this situation, what is enlightenment and enrichment one can have? It is to be patient, to be tolerant, to be understanding others' children, to be understanding others' dukkha. All these qualities can grow in a parent through one's own child. This attachment is to be identified and removed. So, the situation, in any situation, when there is a suffering in the mind, it is because of attachment to the expectation that the situation should have been like this, according to my liking. Whether it is a situation in the office, that my colleagues should be like this, they should behave with me like this, the boss should be like this, and it happens that it is not. The attachment or expectation from the boss or the colleagues, that attachment only bringing about. We know a young person, a young boy, who has started working, and over the years, everywhere he goes, everywhere he is finding that the bosses are not happy with him. So he leaves one job, takes another job. So, should not the boy try to think, why is it happening to me? What trait in me makes my boss or the colleagues always get irritated, always get displeased with me, always they are dissatisfied with me? What happens is that person feels that I am okay, the whole world is against me. But it is not so. One should look into oneself and see what is one's defect and what is the expectations that one has from others, whether he is fulfilling that role. So, this attachment is to be identified and removed. Without detachment, you cannot have strength, you cannot have composure. Without detachment, you cannot have freedom, my dear children. This is what Swamiji said that day. So without detachment, you cannot have strength, Swamiji says. You cannot have composure. We want composure. What is composure? We are always restless. We are not peace in our minds, unpeaceful. So much of cluttering of thoughts are there in the mind. Always a lack of fulfillment in the mind. So, when we look into it, we will find we are attached to some of the likings that we have made in our lives. We like this and we dislike this. Attachment is towards that. So, unless we take away that attachment for something particular, that is preferences and prejudices. We have preferences. The life, when will the life become free? Swamiji says that you cannot have freedom unless you have detachment. What is this freedom? We are bound by this attachment that we want this particular situation in my life. And what is freedom? When we feel, let any situation be there, I am okay with it, I reconcile with it, I accept that situation. There is no kind of disturbance or agitation in the mind. Remaining in the situation, whether we like it or dislike it, we are always afloat. My dear children, when I say this, I always remember when we were coming, we decided to leave the household and join the ashram, come and be at the feet of Poojya Swamiji, serve him. Swamiji had written a letter. How many times I have read that letter? He wrote, "Come cheerfully. Now the burden is mine. From now on, we will share the joys and sorrows of life together. I will teach you how to remain afloat in this life. I will teach you how to remain afloat in this life. Joys and pleasures will come. How to remain afloat? When joys come, we are elated. We start jumping, at least mentally. And when sorrows come, we get just drowned in that sorrow." He said that life is something where we should learn to remain afloat. That is freedom. Unaffectedness is liberation. Once in his letter, Swamiji had written to me some points of sadhana he had written. And he had written, unaffectedness is liberation. That is freedom. Remain unaffected. How will you remain unaffected? When you don't expect anything particular. Let things come and go. Let whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go. Whenever your composure is assailed, I am reading again. Whenever your composure is assailed, understand that you are attached. We have to just think. Our composure gets assailed many times. And when the composure goes, we are really disturbed, agitated. But very often we do not look into the root cause of it. The root cause is somewhere. We'll find, if you go into it, we'll find there is some kind of preference. And that preference makes us feel agitated if it is not satisfied. Whenever your composure is assailed, understand that you are attached. You may work in an office or lab or factory, but you are not supposed to get attached to it. We should work, whether it is house, office, factory, business, anything, but we should not get attached. Means what? Throughout the day, whatever we are doing, what is to be done, we do. But without a feeling that either I will be praised. When we do something, the first thing which comes in our mind that the work should be perfectly done. Maybe we are putting in all our effort, but still it doesn't become perfect. And whatever effort we have given, it is not acknowledged by anybody, praised by anybody. We do not get a reward because of it. It happens every time. It may happen in the house, it may happen in the office or in the factory. But if we are attached to this expectation that what I thought, say in the matter of either a praise or a promotion or even some profit that I wanted, I did not get, that expectation will ruin your mind. So when we work, wherever is it, we should work without any attachment to the results, attachment to any kind of recognition or praise, without any attachment to the expectation of being somebody of fame, name and fame. Nothing like that. The air enters now to explain how it should be, how we should work. Swamiji is taking the example of work. He has taken the example of working in an office or factory. And I'm saying that even working in the household, working as a student, as a housewife, as a maidservant, whatever work we are doing, we should not get attached to it. That is, our undue expectations should not be there. Whatever comes, we take it. But we do our work very well. As Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, Mukta Sangha, do not be attached. Mukta Sangha Samachara, but do your work well. We may think that, oh, I should not be attached. So what is the use? I can do the work in any manner. Why should I try to be excellent in the work? Why should I do it properly and perfectly? No, that will not give you joy. So Mukta Sangha Samachara, you must not be attached, but you should put in all your effort to do the work properly. That will give you the joy from within, the joy that I talked about in the previous session. What? Nirantaranandarasena triptaha. Swasmin sada kridati nandati swayam. Inside there is a fountain of joy. We merged into that ananda and we feel it, the blissfulness. Then Swamiji is giving example of how the nature works. Does the nature get attached to anything? See, the example that he is giving is the air enters your lungs through the nostrils. Does it get attached to the lungs? What will happen if it does? So when we breathe, we take in air. Suppose the air goes inside and says that I am not going to leave, I am going to remain attached to the lungs. What will happen? The process is we breathe in and breathe out. Suppose the air feels very much attached to the lungs. When it, from outside, it goes through the nostrils into the lungs, finds it's a very beautiful place and remains there. What will happen? The river flows into the sea. But do they get attached to the sea? If the continuity of the river is to be maintained, then the water has to be flowing from the mountain through a number of confluences to the sea. So, the rivers flow into the sea, but it doesn't remain there. There is a continuous process. River has flown in into the sea. Then what happens? The river, when it came from the mountains, it came through many valleys, many mountains, many places, and then ultimately it has merged into the sea. And then what happens? There is evaporation. Again it rises up. Again it goes to the sky, falls down in the form of rain. So the continuous process is maintained. The river flows into the sea, but do they get attached to the sea? If the continuity of the river is to be maintained, then the water has to be flowing from the mountain through a number of confluences to the sea. For a while it remains merged with the sea, and then, rising in the form of vapor, coming down as snow or shower again, it has to flow in the form of the river. So, from the mountain, the ice melts and the river starts flowing. It comes and merges into the sea. It doesn't remain there, maybe for some time. Then it goes as vapor onto the sky. Again it falls down as rain, or in the higher altitudes it becomes ice again. And when in that altitude the temperature rises, the ice melts and again it becomes a small stream of water and comes down through many places and valleys and mountains and towns and villages, ultimately to merge again into the sea. So the continuous circle goes. Can it ever get attached to one prayaga, that is at one place, confluence, and refuse to flow further? Suppose the river says that, this particular valley is very nice, I will not flow further. Can it do that? Does it do that? No. What if it wants to remain merged with the sea and refuse to get vaporized? Suppose after reaching the sea, seeing the vastness of the sea, the river water feels that, beautiful, I'll remain here only, I'll not get vaporized. Will it be all right? Does it ever happen? Does it happen in nature? My dear children, through this, only Swamiji is wanting us to understand that we are a part of nature, as nature has no attachment to anything. See, the seasonal flowers bloom, seasonal fruits come in, and we enjoy them. And maybe after some time, we'll cut the tree. The trees do not have any attachment. When there are lots of fruits, maybe all the fruits will not be taken by everybody. Some will be taken, some will fall off, some will be thrown away. It has no attachment. It just, because of the delight of blooming, the flowers bloom. Because of the delight of becoming fruit, the fruits become fruits. It is because of the delight that is there in this universe. All these natural things, the natural objects of nature, they go in cycles. But we, the human beings, we forget that we are a part of nature. Because of our intelligence, though we have been given discrimination, we fail to discriminate this fact and knowledge. We fail, and we do not look into this harmonious rhythm of nature, and we constantly expect. And get into the attachment, self-quoted bondage. That is why Swamiji has given this beautiful phrase, self-quoted bondage. There are slokas where in the Amritabindu Upanishad and all, it says that the mind alone, mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. The mind itself is the reason for one's bondage and liberation. Just like Baba told that you can make your mind be in heaven or in hell. You choose what you will do. And we should all choose to be in heaven and not in hell. And how we can be in heaven, that is spirituality. That alone is spirituality. We are also supposed to be moving. Like the river, the example that Swamiji gave, Swamiji is now saying, we are also supposed to be moving, flowing. Initially, we are related to the parents. Then it is a marital relationship. Then we have children, their marital relations, and later the grandchildren. Through all these relationships, we are supposed to flow without getting attached to any. Whenever you suffer, the cause is attachment. Whenever you feel ease and freedom, it is the result of detachment. Is it clear? Our life, human life is like this. We have these relationships. We are born, then we grow up. Initially, the relationship is with parents, siblings and all. Then one gets married. It is a marital relationship. Then one will have children themselves. Then the children will also grow and their marital relationships, their children. So the big circle comes. But that is one's own narrow circle. So through this, just like the trees of the nature, the flowers, the fruits, there is no expectation from each other. In the same plant, there will be so many flowers. Nobody expects, none of the flowers will expect anything from the another. Similarly, the fruits will not expect, the trees will not expect. There is no expectation. It's just fulfilling its role, growing, flowing. We are also supposed to flow. Yada yat kartumayati tada tat kurute rijuhu shubham vapi tasya cheshta hi balavat. In Aṣṭāvakra-samhitā, Aṣṭāvakra Rishi is telling King Janaka that whatever comes your way, do that happily. Yada yat kartumayati, whatever work comes in your front, tada tat kurute rijuhu, do it very naturally, innocently, straightforwardly. Shubham vapi, whether you like it or not like it, whether it's good or bad, you do it. Like whom? Like children. Children, they don't know anything. They are always in ananda, always in delight. Small children, not when they grow up a little. By that time, when they grow up a little, already they have been fed fear, jealousy, then expectations, competitions. Not them, the very small children. Say 2 years, 3 years. They do not know. They are just happy. They will do something, they will play, then they will come, sit by the mother's side, then again they will go and play, sleep off. Whatever comes their way, they don't even know whether they can do one thing or not. Maybe they see something, they try to lift it and find that they are not able to lift. They will clap and think and laugh at oneself. Sometimes they will be fearful and cry. So, tasya cheshta hi balavat. You should be like a child, not discriminating, but happy always. But whenever you suffer, the cause is attachment to expectations. Whenever you feel ease and freedom, it is a result of detachment. Then Swamiji quotes one verse from Bhagavad Gita. He's saying, see how Sri Krishna, after having given the message of spiritual wisdom based on the concept of the unborn and undying soul, finally concludes, mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakta sanga varjitaha. Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mad bhakta sanga varjitaha. he had chanted this in the beginning of this chapter. That is the Prabhata Rashmih that he spoke that day. He started with this sloka. This is from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 55th sloka. I'll just take it out here. Mat karmakrit, mat paramo, mat bhaktas sanga varjitah, nirvairas sarva bhuteshu yassa mameti pandava. One who works for my sake, mat karmakrit. Then, mat paramo considers me, the self, as the supreme. Mark these words. One who works for my sake. What does it mean? We'll come to that. We'll see what Swamiji is saying. And mat paramo considers me, the self, as the supreme. Mad bhaktaha is devoted to me. Sangavarjitaha is rid of any delusional clinging, that is attachment. Sangavarjitaha, mukta sangaha. Same thing. No attachment, no delusional clinging. And fosters no animosity towards anybody. Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. Sarva bhuteshu means everything, all creatures, all creation. He doesn't have any animosity towards anybody. Nirvairas sarva bhuteshu. Yah sa mam eti pandava. One who is like this attains me, the Supreme, O Pandava. Krishna is telling Arjuna that, O Arjuna, one will attain me. That is, one will become free, liberated, will have no affectation, because the self is unaffected. Unaffectedness is liberation. One will be like that. How? If one works for my sake, mat karmakrit, one considers me, the self, as the supreme, mat paramaha, is devoted to me, mat bhaktaha, sangavarjitaha, is rid of any delusional clinging, that is attachment. Nirvairas sarva bhuteshu, and fosters no animosity towards anybody. Then he will attain me. So Swamiji now again chants this verse and says, he started this talk with this sloka. Then he explained what is attachment, how we have this self-quoted bondage called attachment, how in our mind we remain attached to many things, our views, our ideas, our preferences. We are not able to leave this. So he explained how in nature, nothing is in nature, all the other parts of the creation, they are not attached. But we human beings, we create a bondage around us because we get attached. And we are not using our intelligence to discriminate and see why and how we are getting attached and how we can become liberated. He chants this sloka again and says, mat karma krit. Do everything for my sake alone. You are born in this world. In whose world? Mat karma krit. That is, do work for my sake. What is this my sake? We are getting up in the morning and we are doing work. Right from the morning we are doing work. Nobody sits, even old people, even if they may not be getting up very early in the morning, but still they will get up, they will sit up. They will clean up themselves, or they will allow somebody to clean them up. They will take food. So everybody has one's own routine. Those who are students, they will go to school or college. Those who are housewives, they will do the household work, cook and keep food ready, tidy the house, wash the clothes, make the house peaceful for people of the house so that people are comfortable, they get good food, good atmosphere in the house. And those who are working in the office, they have to work hard to earn money, please their bosses and colleagues, subordinates, and also see that the work done is well done. Similarly, business, factory, wherever they are working, people are working in the fields, tilling the fields, growing vegetables, growing paddy, they are also working. Everybody works. What does it mean by doing the work for my sake? My sake. When we read this, what Krishna has told Arjuna, it is something very alien for us. Then why should we read it? If it is not, we cannot apply it in our life, then what is the use of reading this? What is the use of chanting this sloka? What is the use of hearing this sloka? Mat karma krit, the very listening to this word, understanding the meaning, where Krishna is saying that Arjuna, do every work for my sake. Now there, what is Arjuna doing? Arjuna has gone to fight. He has gone to fight, and seeing all the people in front of him with whom he has to fight, seeing that the grandfather is there, he has to kill the grandfather. Seeing that the teacher is there, he'll have to kill the teacher also. Seeing that all his cousins are there, they have grown up together, but he'll have to kill. So many people known to him. He just becomes so much fearful of the act that he has to do now. He becomes so depressed that he starts shivering, sweating, the mouth becomes dry, hands have no grip, his Gandiva falls and he sits down. And he says, talks to Krishna that I don't want to do this, I don't want to fight, I want to run away from here. That is, he wants to escape the situation which is in his front. For this war, he has prepared, not only he, his brothers have prepared for 13 years. He has done so much of austerities, got so many weapons by the blessings of the gods, and he has learned so much of archery, the knowledge of archery. Still, he is like this. He wants to escape now and says, I will not fight. What is the use? He doesn't understand. He cannot discriminate what is good in this fight. And that is what Krishna is saying. Krishna is telling him, giving him strength. From this particular situation that you are in, Arjuna, you are not liking it. You dislike this situation now. But through this situation which you are not liking, have strength, get up, because this is dharma yuddha. It has to be done. You cannot escape. And not only that, you have to become enriched by doing this. Enriched, entitled, enriched, enlightened, sublimated, purified, and strengthened, empowered. So Krishna is saying, how will you do that, Arjuna? If you do the work of fighting. There Arjuna has not gone to sit at the computer or till the land. He has gone to fight, kill people. He is saying that do your work for my sake. So what does it mean? When we are reading this word, we must feel, oh, what is that? I am also working. What does it mean really? How does it relate it to me? How can I make my everyday work a work which I am doing for God's sake? We can do it when we have the knowledge of the soul, that I am the soul, that nothing belongs to me. I have been created by some supreme power. Nothing belongs to me. What does Swamiji say? Do everything for my sake alone. For my sake alone. You are born in this world. Now he's saying generally for all of us. Now, whose is this world? Is the world yours? Your father's? Your grandparents'? Yes, you may say that this house is mine. This house was built by my grandfather and we are living in this. This house, whichever house we are living in, where is it situated? On the earth. How was the building built? With bricks, mortar, concrete, etc., etc. Where from those have come? From the elements. We are not making those. If you have used steel rods, have you made the steel? It has come from the iron ore. Everything that you have used, whether it is wood, whether it is steel, whether it is concrete, whether it is sand, everything comes from the earth. And the earth itself is not made by either the father, the grandfather, or me, or anybody else. It is God's creation. So he is saying, where have you been born? You have been born in the world. And the world does not belong to your father or grandfather. Where have you been born? Not in your world or your fathers or grandfathers. You are born in this world with a body which is not shaped by you. So, okay, you are born in this world. And we understand the building in which I am born. If you go into the root cause, it is not made by neither my father, not my grandfather. The very fact, we forget that. We feel it is my father's, it is my grandfather's. But every element is actually belonging to the 5 elements. Those were used. Now I have been born. A person has been born. The body that one has it been created by the father or the grandfather or yourself or the mother? Mother only has taken food while carrying the child in the womb. And the fetus in the womb has got blood supply from the mother. Mother cannot control whether the child will be a male child or a female child, whether the child will be fair or dark, whether the child will have a lot of hair or no hair at all, whether the child will have all organs healthy or not. Does anybody has any control over it? No. Then it is all controlled by that nature, the Supreme. So Swamiji is saying, you are born in this world with a body which is not shaped by you. Is there anything then which you have to shape? Living in the world created by God, the world is created by God, you are living in it, moving with a body created by God, all that you should be is for the sake of God. All that you do should be for the sake of God. You are living in this world which is shaped by God, created by God. You are moving around with a body which is shaped by God. God has given us the body, given us the limbs. With the limbs we walk, we do things with our hands. We think with our mind. We decide with our intelligence. So everything is not actually created by us, shaped by us. It is through that power, supreme. Here Swamiji is taking the word God. It can be anything. You can say Brahman, you can say self. All are same. It is the supreme, which is all pervading, which is everywhere, every time, which is the source of everything in this creation. And everything in this creation is the extension of the self. Extension of the self. It has to be, because the self is all-pervading. That same consciousness is flowing everywhere. Only thing, we are seeing different forms, different names. When we see them as plurality, we find them plural, different from each other. We forget the fact that underneath is the same consciousness. Same consciousness. Just like so many electrical items are here, everything is being run by electricity. This mic, this camera, these spotlights, the fans, everything is different from each other in their shape, in their function, but they are being run by electricity, which is the same. When we look at them, we feel that they are all different. We do not feel that they are the same. Suppose we have bangles, earrings, necklaces, like many other things made of gold. And when we look at them, we'll feel that this is a bangle, this is the earring, this is necklace, etc. Ring made of gold. Suppose similarly, we heap some things made of gold, similarly similar things made of copper or silver. When we look at the two heaps, first thing we'll say this is of gold and this is of silver. That time we will not make differentiation. Why? Because we feel this is gold, this is silver. When we were seeing them differently, placed one after another, only one item, only one element, only one metal, then we were distinguishing and telling that this is bangle, this is a ring, this is an earring, this is a necklace, this is a chain. But when we keep similar things of different metals, the metal comes to our mind. So, Swamiji says that, is there anything then which you have to shape? Living in the world created by God, moving with a body created by God, all that you do should be for the sake of God. The supreme power. This is the message of spirituality. This is the message of spirituality, my dear children. Message of spirituality. This message we are hearing day after day, day after day, day after day. We are listening, we are reading, we are chanting some slokas which tell this message, just like this sloka. But we are not remaining connected to the message. The nitya yuktata should be to the knowledge. That is, when we are moving, we should not forget this is the fact. This is the reality. What is the reality? That I am born. And born in this world, my body is created by the Supreme. The world is created by the Supreme. My limbs are created by the Supreme. I am moving, walking, talking, eating, everything that I am doing, it is because of the Supreme who has made my body and given it consciousness to move. Remembering that, we forget that. We never remember that. And the little Dhruva, the small 5-year boy, when he did austerities and propitiated Lord Vishnu, when Vishnu gave him darshan, and Dhruva, whose eyes were closed, he opened his eyes and saw in front of him Mahavishnu, Shankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari. He could not speak. He wanted to sing some stutis. No word could come out. And his lips were quivering. Out of helplessness, he could not speak. He did not know how to say a stuti. how to compose something which will please the Lord. The Lord understood, and with his shankha, the tip of the shankha, he touched Dhruva's cheek. And Dhruva's voice came out. He composed shlokas and started singing stutis. And the first thing he said, Yo anta pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara swadhamna anyamscha hasta charana shravanatvagaadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. He said, O my dear Lord, the Supreme Power, the Supreme Purusha, who is Akhila Shaktidhara, who is having all the powers, you, having entered me, has enlivened my dormant speech. I was not able to speak. Because you have entered me and made me conscious, my speech came out. Not only that, he says that my hands, my feet, my shravana, my hearing, and also my pranas, all have become enlivened. And that is why I am able to talk, I am able to do work, I am able to walk, I am able to hear, I am able to smell. All my organs are functioning because of your presence inside me. Oh, my dear Lord, the Supreme Lord, my pranam to you. The little boy, 5 years old, when this happened, he could only think of this, that because of him, he is vibrant. The body has become vibrant and is doing all the activities. My dear children, from morning to the night, when we get up in the morning till we sleep at night, how many times do we remember that we are able to do whatever we are doing only because of the presence that is there inside us, which enlivens us, which allows us to work with our hands, our feet, allows us to think with our mind, allows us to use our intelligence. We forget. We feel, I am the doer. So, he says that all that the body which is made by God, created by God, and is moving in this world, which is also created by God, whatever work we are doing, it should be for the sake of God alone. He is making this work for us. He is giving the work. That is, the work comes to us because of His design. Just like the seasons come, the seasonal flowers come, the seasonal fruits come. After summer, the rains come. Then the winter comes. Again the summer comes. It is going on in a cycle. Similarly, for human bodies, human beings, there is a cycle which is designed by the Supreme Power. We forget that. So whatever we are doing, actually, it is designed by Him. Whether we are able to do it well, whether we have the capability to do well, or we do not have the capability, whether we are successful or we are unsuccessful, because of some lack, we are unsuccessful. Because of some capability, we are successful. Everything is because of that supreme consciousness, the supreme presence within us. This we forget. If we can remember this, every work will be delightful. Every work, little work to very, very important work which deals with many people, deals with the country. Not only, say, some may be doing the work, a very simple work like, say, sweeping the floor, folding the cloth, cutting vegetables. Simple work. But there are people who have to work for the organizations which will be for the country, growth of the country. Those are ruling our country. All the capabilities, if we remember that whatever is we are doing, whether it is small or big, it is because of this supreme power. Every little thing to big thing will become so delightful, so blissful. The mind will become so full of devotion for God. Mind will feel so much grateful to God. That will be our reward. So, if we can remain connected to this knowledge, I have always felt this word, Nitya Yuktata. What is this Nitya Yuktata? It is not remembering God is there. Not only remembering that. It is the Yuktata, it is the connectedness to the knowledge, using our mind and intelligence, connecting to the knowledge, thinking at least some time of the day that this is what is the truth, that my body is created by Him. All my limbs, my senses, my mind, my intelligence is working only because of that consciousness. And it is in this world which is created by God. Everything that comes is coming because of the God's nature's harmony. And what I am supposed to do? Whatever comes, I will do it well. Just like every tree tries to, or every flowering tree tries to give a flower which is beautiful. Beautiful. We find some flowers not blooming well. Why? Either there is an insect which has started eating up. We are being always eaten up by the insect or impurity of our minds, expectations, desires, possessiveness, ego. Otherwise, we'll also bloom like a flower. Always remain connected with this knowledge that I am yours, I am yours, I am yours, O Supreme Lord. We'll never forget it. We'll never forget it. We forget because the mind gives importance to everything perishable and does not give the importance where it is due, the imperishable. Okay, we'll go forward tomorrow. So, remember this till we come back again, that living in the world created by God, moving with a body created by God, all that you do should be for the sake of God, the supreme power. This is the message of spirituality. How beautiful is this message? And with this message, just heard once, now whatever we do, when we eat, when we take bath, when we do anything, if we can remember this, how beautiful it will be, how blissful it will be. Just experience it, my dear children. Just experience it. Beautiful, blissful. Sampurnam Jagadev Nandanavanam Sarvepi Kalpadrumaha Gangam Vari Samastavari Nivaha Punya Samasta Kriyaha Vacha Prakrita Samskrita Shruti Shiro Varanasi Medini Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya Drishti Parabrahmani Sarvavasthitirasya Vastu Vishaya दृष्टे परब्रह्मणि। जय गुरु, जय गुरु, जय गुरु।